What's up, YouTube? It's been a minute, but back with another video. I'm going to be talking about pixel art. I want to show you guys how I make pixel art, to help anybody out there that's trying to learn how to make pixel art either for fun, for games. It doesn't matter. It's something enjoyable I like doing, but I use it to have artwork for my games. As you guys have played some of my games, I use pixel art. That's what I'm studying right now. Eventually, I'll move on to other types of art style, but I want to get really good at pixel art to move on. But in the meantime, I figure I could show people how I make my pixel art. It's not anything fancy about it, but the reason I wanted to show you guys is because I've been doing pixel art probably since the year before last. Never really was an artist, meaning like outside of doing some doodling every now and again, wasn't good at art. And I used to think, and some people believe this, like even people who are very good at art, very talented artists, people believe that art is a skill that people who just have or don't. Like people believe singing is a skill you have or don't, and that's really just not true. You can learn how to draw. You can learn how to do any type of art you want to. Of course, there are some people who just have a knack for things. There are people who learn quicker than others, or they may, they may figure things out a different way that's unique to them and they're able to break stuff down. Like for me, always been pretty good at math. And, anyone I knew that wasn't good at math, it's not because you just can't do math. It's you maybe don't understand or you don't get it. And maybe I just got it quicker than you. So I'm going to show you guys how to do a very common item in most games. That's a coin. Most games you're going to play has some type of collectible. Oftentimes, at least back in the day, it was a coin. So I'm going to show you, excuse me, how to make a coin. And I'm going to show you how to animate the coin too. I'm going to try to, in these tutorials, break down every little thing I can think of so you guys can understand. Because a lot of times people do art videos or any tutorial and they may forget to mention things because sometimes you just think people know things that you know. And luckily for you and I'm still in the beginning stage. Pretty decent at what I do, but I'm in the beginning stage. So I'm still very familiar with breaking things down in a simple form. So it's perfect time to do tutorials. But let's get started. I'm using a sprite. You can use anything you want, and the canvas is 8 by 8. The reason I'm using 8 by 8 is because it's pixel art. You want stuff to be small. It's kind of the whole point of being pixelated. You can go bigger than this, but you're making a coin, which is a collectible item, and yeah, I'm keeping it 8 by 8. You can make it bigger, but follow along with the tutorial. Make it 8 by 8. And if you're a beginner, I would make all my pixel art small. I wouldn't make anything beyond 16 by 16. If you need it to be bigger, you can always make it bigger when you export it. I would make everything 16 by 16 at the max. 32 by 32 is stretching it, but I would keep it 16 by 16 maximum. But with this coin, 8 by 8. So anyway, let's get started. Over in the corner, you go to presets on A Sprite or whatever you're using and pick a color palette. I'm using Pico 8. I would advise everyone to use a limited color palette. Do not use a color palette with a crap ton of colors. Reason why is because when you're first starting off, especially with pixel art, this applies to all forms of art, but especially with pixel art, the main thing that makes pixel art is colors. It's just a bunch of squares. It's the colors that give things depth. It's the colors that make things pop. It's the color that makes everything about pixel art pixel art. If the colors are off, then the artwork is going to look a little off. Your line work is important, but it's pixel art. It's not a whole much you could do with that. It's all just a bunch of blocks connected. So making a coin, you can make a coin anyway, but I the type of art I like doing, I like making outlines, kind of like comic book style. I like black outlines on almost everything I do. So I'm making a coin with a black outline. So what does a coin look like? That's another thing that's important. When you're making art, use references. Always use references. I'm not going to use a reference right now because I've made coins before. I don't need the reference. But starting off, use a reference. Matter of fact, for you, this video is a reference. Use a reference because one thing is that's how all art is made. I used to think, being stupid, that you looking at art, other people's art, and then drawing off of that is cheating or stealing, and it can be stealing if you literally just rip their art. That's not what we're doing here. When I say look at someone else's art as a reference, it means look at someone else's art for an idea. For example, we look at nature as a reference. You want to draw an apple? Go look at an apple. You want to draw some trees? Go look at a tree. Or you can look at a drawing of trees. You could do it either way. Don't steal someone's art, but use it as a reference. So anyway, a coin, what does a coin look like? What is a coin in its simplest form? Bring up a picture of a coin if you don't know what it looks like, but I'm going to tell you what a coin looks like. Coins normally are circled. They're normally circles. They're normally pretty symmetrical too. So I'm using the horizontal symmetry line tool thingamabob. I don't need this, but it just makes stuff simple. All it does is when I click here, it duplicates on the other side. So like I said, I'm making a comic book style. So we're going to have a black outline around my coin. I'm just going to fill in all of the space we have here. It's only 8 by 8. And we're done. I just made a coin. You might say, but Grim, there's no color to this coin. You're right, but that doesn't matter. This is technically a coin. Depending upon what game you're making, if the whole game is just outlines, which you can do, this would be the coin and it's over. But we're going to go further than that. So, what do coins look like color wise? Well, coin could be any color if you want it to be, if you're being creative. But let's do something simple. Coins are golden. Let's do that Mario style. What do we have that looks like gold? We got orange and we got yellow. Now, this is why I say pick a simple color palette. Because I only have about, no, I'm not about to count this. What is this, like 6, 12, what's that, 18 colors? I don't have a whole lot of messing around going on. Now, if I had, let's say I went over to this VGA. Look, just to go back and prove my point. Look at all this crap I have to choose from. It's overwhelming, especially if you're a beginner. If you're not a beginner and you know color theory very well, and you're going to learn a little bit about color theory in this video, you could use all this and figure something out. I can't. Well, I could, but take too long. Use this. Just use Pico 8. Um, but coins. We're going to make a gold coin. So what do I have that looks like gold? We got yellow. Let's see how that looks. Paint bucket tool. Yeah, it's bright. It's a little too bright. I don't like it that bright. You can like it this bright and you can use this, but I don't like it that bright. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you how to make it in different forms. But this is a coin. It's over. This is a coin. This could be a lot of things. This is a coin. This is the sun. This is a yellow ball. This could be anything. This is Pac-Man. This is, that's another thing about pixel art that I want you guys to learn. Even though we're making a coin today, this could be 1,000 things. This could be infinite things. As long as it's round and it's yellow, this could be whatever. This could be a coin, a bullet, an energy blast. It could anything. A yellow light. It's whatever. But we're making coins, so it's a coin. I want my coin to be a little darker looking. We're going to use orange. Now, we could stop here and say this is a coin and it's done. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. You'll be correct. But I don't make it look a little bit more like metal. Show you how I do that. Make it a little shinier. I'm gonna show you how I make it look shiny. I'm gonna use a bright color to give it some shine. Watch this. Oops, wrong thing. Messed up. Messed up on my own video, and I'm not editing this. Bam. Oh, gotta take this off too. Messed up twice. We got ourselves a little shine here. Looks a little more shiny, don't it? Look. Take this off. Put this on, and let me show you something. Let me just show you how crazy this is, right? Remember I told you this could be anything. We're making a coin. don't get off track. We're still making a coin, but look, you see this shine right here? What does this remind you of? This is you when you're making art. This is helpful too. Always leave your mind open, even though you might be sitting there working on, I don't freaking know. Let's say you're drawing in pixel art a spaceship, but as you're drawing it, you're like, I see something else in this spaceship. You know what I would do, just in case? Duplicate that picture right where you are, keep it, remember what else you see in it, continue to work on your spaceship, then come back to wherever you left off and turn into whatever else. Because you know what I see now? I don't just see a coin. I see if I do something like this, uh-oh, what's that? I got an orange. See? I got it. I got. You can go wherever. I got an orange now. Matter of fact, this is something helpful too. If you have a sprite, you got Photoshop. It does it too. Turn on the preview. Look from a distance. Look, that's an orange. You put that in the game. It looks like a fruit. Got yourself an orange. You know. But anyway, let's go back to this coin. Fill this back in. All right. I want this to look more like a. Move this over here. More metal. What do coins have? Coins, they have like a face on them. We don't have enough room to make a face. But they do have, you ever seen a coin? Again, this is where a reference will come in at. In Mario Brothers, the coin has like a middle outline. Kind of looks like this, right? But that's too squared. You could leave it like that, but that's too squared, and this is circle. You have a square inside of a circle. Looks a little odd. So you come in, make it more round, and bam, got you another coin. But this looks kind of, you could leave it like this, like I said. There's nothing wrong with having it this way. But it doesn't look as detailed. You're not, it's not a whole lot of color. It's just black and orange. But that could be the aesthetics of your game or whatever you're drawing. You could be making a pixel art portrait for all I know. Maybe that's what you want to go for. But let's say you want this to look a little bit more detailed, a little bit different. Use different colors. So you got to ask yourself, most things have a light source. So going back to this little highlight here, this is supposed to be like, I guess you would say where the light is hitting the coin was at the highest. So it's a very bright white-ish light. This isn't complete white. This is like off-white, kind of beige looking, but it's the closest thing to white we got. So if this is here, that means anything below here should be brighter, right? So what's the color that we have that looks similar to this orange that's bright? We got this yellow. See that? Then you say, okay, we need a darker color. This black is too dark. What colors can we use? We got a dark blue. Uh, that don't really go together. I mean, and it's so dark, it almost looks like the black. Let's see, we got this dark purple. That kind of sort of does a little something. Uh, you know, then we go over here, we got this brown. Now that blends a little bit better. Kind of like that more. Now we got a more detailed coin. You can go a little bit further and make the coin, even extra detailed if you were to, I don't know, start doing some crazy crap. Like, I don't know, do a little something like this and do a little something like, let's see, duplicate to do a little something like, nah, do a little something like that. You could do that and you got yourself a shiny little coin, right? Check the preview out. You see that? Because this is how it's going to look in the game or whatever. You're not going to be. That's another thing. When you're working on pixel art, because you're normally zoomed in, you might look at something and say, it don't look that great. But that's because you zoomed in. You zoom out a bit, you say, oh, okay, now I see it. It looks a little bit better. So I'm going to show you how to animate this coin. Make a new frame. Now, how does a coin animate? Now, there's, without getting into great detail when it comes to animation, I'm going to just tell you the simple form. there's these things called keyframes. That's what we're going to focus on. There are keyframes, and I don't remember the other technical term, but there's the frames in between the keyframes. Don't remember what they're called. Someone in the comments is going to say, you're an idiot. They're called this, in between frames. Let's call them that. The in between frames just make things more smooth. The more frames, remember this is a rule, more frames in animation, the smoother the animation. Less frames, less smooth, but it's not going to look bad. It's just less frames, less in between motion. Kind of similar to if you ever played a game before, you ever seen motion blur? You see all them repeating images of the movement. That's to make stuff look smoother, and you can use that. A lot of animation uses it. That's not what we're going to do here now. We're going to make just the keyframes. So, and really, this is so small. It's not a lot I can do to make them, to put the other frames in between anyway. So, how do I make this? How do I make it look like it's going to flip? Again, the keyframes of a coin flipping, if I want to keep it super simple, I could do front view, side view, back view, and that's it. The problem is that this coin is so small. How in the world would I make the back look any different than the front outside of just removing the detail, which will make it not look as good? So we're not going to do that. We're going to do something like this, right? Grab this select tool. You don't have to do it this way, but it's just easy way. Grab half the coin. You smush it in, right? Deselect. You take the other side and you smush it in, right? Bam. That's the coin getting closer together. You can already tell from the preview. It looks like, let me flip back and forth so you can see. See how it looks bigger and looks like it's rotating? That's what we're going for. Make another frame. Now, this is where we're going to completely go to the side. So we don't need this on these sides. Again, looking at a reference of a coin flipping will help. Like I said, I've just done this so many times. I don't have to do it. I can do it off memory. And that's the thing. You keep practicing this every day, you could do things off of memory. This is the side view. So now you have, oh, look, it's a coin flipping. But if you look close enough, there are some things we could touch up on, but let's just focus on the animation. You see how it's flipping? It looks pretty good, right? There's something missing, and I'm going to tell you what it is. This is not a complete animation. Why? Because first you start off with the coin facing you. Now you're starting off with the turning of the coin. Now you're completely on the side. But then we jump back to completely in the front. And because it's so fast, most people probably wouldn't pick it up. But something in your brain is probably saying, that's not right. So what you do is, little trick, you take this, because it's the same image. It's not going to be any different. Certain animations, if the image is going to be identical, there's no reason to redraw it. You just take it, duplicate it. Oh, wrong button. Uh, Duplicate it with new frame is gonna make another one, and move it over. And look, it's a lot smoother. Lot smoother. Now, show you another little trick. You see this highlight? This bright little light? We're gonna make it look shinier by making it like this. Now it looks like a big, bright, shiny, I don't know, twinkle on the coin. When it gets here, it gets smaller. When it gets here, black, bam. And what you could do too is, I guess you could do this to go over here, flip horizontally. Nah, you don't want to do all that. That's going too far. You could do that. You'll understand why, because it's technically on the other side, but it really shouldn't look no different. Because I forgot the light source. You got to remember when you're working with light, that will apply to certain things, but not this. Because technically, if I'm rotating it, the light source hadn't changed. So don't do that. Just so ignore that part. But you see, look, now it looks like a bigger, shinier light. Now, let's say you want to take this coin, right? And you want it to, I don't know, you wanted this coin to not be orange. Let's say you were being creative and said, hey, coins can be whatever color I feel like making it. And yeah, as long as the colors match. So I'm gonna show you how that works, right? Let's make a red coin like Mario Brothers. You know the red coins that he grabs. We got ourselves some red right here. Turn this off so when I click here, turns all the orange to red. And we're gonna just do this everywhere else. The question is, remember this is the light, this is the highlight, and it matched the orange. This yellow matched the orange. So what bright color matches this red? This pink right here. See that? Now you say, well, what dark color matches the red? This purple right here. Now you got yourself a red coin. And you could do this with as long as you feel like it. You can sit here and this is a good thing to practice color theory with. See what goes together, see what matches. Like I can make a green coin. Feel like, going in and making green coins. Maybe it's St. Patrick's Day, I don't know. Want to make a green coin? We'll just use this to be the bright color and the dark color. Let's go with this gray. Now, let me tell you what's kind of cool about this gray. If you look at this gray, this brownish, darkish brown, it's not brown. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a creamy, tannish, brown mixed gray. It goes with, it complements the green. You know, and now you got this coin like this green coin, or let's see, I don't really like that too much. Let's see. You can use blue. That's a more darker color. The blue could work. The blue can work. But yeah, you can sit around and mess with this all day. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section. Did this help you out? Did this video teach you something? If it did, let me know. I appreciate everybody that stops by. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video around. And like I said, I'll be bringing more tutorials. Some of the videos won't have a whole lot of commentary. I might just draw it, show you how I did it. But if there was something that I did not mention, if there was something in the video you didn't understand, because I do want to show people how to make pixel art. Because I don't want people sitting around here like me thinking, oh, I don't know how to draw and you can't do it and you don't know how to do it. But the one thing I will say before I completely leave is this. Practice, practice, practice. It's really just that. You need to practice, but there's an important part of practice. You can practice bad art. That's the tricky part. Look at other artists you deem to be good. If you are improving in that direction, then you're solid. Art is subjective, but so technically, I'm gonna be honest, somebody could sit there and think someone's good at art, and I look at their art and their art ain't good to me, but you want to practice good art and good technique and good skill, and if you practice in bad, you'll get better at being bad. That's one thing about practice that people don't tell you. You could practice shooting the basketball wrong, and you'll just be really good at shooting the basketball all wrong. And the same thing with artwork. If you practice bad art, you'll just be good at making bad art. So watch people you think makes good art. And like I said, for me, uh, I just want to provide a service where I break it down to the simplest form so even a dummy can understand. Because I was a dummy, still am. But anyway, peace out. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'm out.